Welcome to It Happened in Grand Prairie, Texas, as we bring you the history of our city and some of the people that have made history and some that are making history even today. And we're so pleased to have on the set a very special lady that is involved in something that has been happening in Dallas County for 75 years, but she's only been into it for a fewer amount of years than that 75, which is the Dallas Nurses Association in the state of Texas is celebrating their 75th anniversary. And I believe that's called about the diamond anniversary for them, because in 1934, a small group of volunteer nurses from the Dallas Public Works and Health Nurses Association went into the community to provide services for some people that needed it that were not able. Today, the Visiting Nurses Association headquarters is in Dallas, and we're sorry that they couldn't be with us today, but the theme for that association's Diamond Jubilee is Roots of Life, and we have Peggy Ellard, Mrs. Jared Ellard, who has been one of the volunteers and the stem winder for the Turnpike Church of Christ for many, many years, and we're going to get all of the dates and everything from that young lady. And thank you, Peggy, for deciding to be with us today to help us celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Visiting Nurses Association, because that comes down to you from them into what?
Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
And Meals on Wheels has been in Grand Prairie for quite some years. I know that our First Lady, Janice England, used to drive for the Meals on Wheels and worked in the office directing people as to that particular work. And I wish I had her here today to tell you all of the good things that happened before your time. But how long have you been doing this work?
It's been about 32 years.
It's been
since I started.
32 years. And tell me about what happens to a lady that is young and exciting and doing things for other people in the city of Grand Prairie, Texas, and you decide to take on a task like this.
Well, one Sunday morning, our minister asked for a volunteer to coordinate our program at our church, and I thought, well, that's something I can do because I can drive and I can deliver, and so I did, and we started out. We have 10 volunteers, two people a day go 1 week a month. We don't go every day.
Yes.
And it started out where we were delivering about 30 meals a day, and that was really a task for our volunteers because in the summertime it's hot, and most of my volunteers were older at the time. But now Meals on Wheels, or the Visiting Nurses, has really streamlined the routes in Grand Prairie, and we only deliver about 16 meals. Takes about 1 hour a day.
Do you cook the meals in Grand Prairie?
No, we do not. They have a kitchen in Dallas. They prepare the meals and package them and bring them out to the nutrition center on Church Street.
Across from the Calvary Baptist Church.
Yes. Well, sort of.
Sort of. Down the street a little bit.
Down the street a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And we pick them up there in ice chest, and then we go deliver them. And we, sometimes we're the only contact with the people, with our clients for a whole day. They don't see anyone else. And even though we only go one time a month, we kind of develop relationships with those people.
You have a bonding with them,
yes,
don't
we
you?
do. And when we lose one of them, whether they have to go to the nursing home or pass away, it's sad for us, and we miss them. But we.
These are usually elderly people, or are they disabled people?
Most of the time, they're elderly. We have a few disabled, but most of them are elderly and disabled. A lot of them are some of them are in wheelchairs where they come to the door in the wheelchair. Some of them are not, and can fix some food on their own, but they need this meal to supplement what they have.
Yes.
So,
and you deliver 5 days a week?
Yes, 5 days that week.
What happens to them on the weekend?
Some of them, if they're not able to prepare food, receive box lunches for Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, they do?
Yes. On Fridays of that week, we'll deliver the hot meal and box lunches for the weekend to the ones that are not able to prepare food.
Yes.
And I went Tuesday and delivered, and we delivered 4 box lunches that day, and that's for the inclement weather when we might be able to deliver, or times when they may need an emergency meal.
And your program begins at the church building. Do the people gather there, or do they meet at the nutrition center?
They meet at the nutrition center most of the time.
They all know where to go.
They all know. And when I do it, when I have a new volunteer, someone always goes with them that has been on that route before. We don't ever send someone out, new that doesn't know the route or anything. VNA has a very clear routing list for us. They give us maps, goes. Of course, we've done this same route for, well, most of the time I've been doing it. We've been doing parts of this same route, so our people all know, how to go.
Well, do you take a certain part of the town as your schedules so that you don't have to drive so far?
Yes, we do. We deliver in the central part of Grand Prairie. Most of ours go to those right apartments over there, and I think we deliver like 11 meals there. So, we're all in one central location.
So during that 1 month, how many stops do you all make in the 1 month for the church that day?
16.
16.
We have about 16 meals.
You have 16 meals that have to be taken care of that day.
Right.
And then someone else is assigned to them for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month.
Right.
So y'all make one pit stop just on the days that you're assigned, that 1 week.
That's correct. That's correct.
But even at that, I know that you have an opportunity to really get close to the people and know them quite well and almost be like their family, don't you?
That's right. We had one little couple that live over the Wright Village that she passed away recently, and it really touched our hearts, and we made sure he got a little flower arrangement in a card, And so, we developed some relationships with those people. So.
Well, now, for all of these people, how do they know what to prepare for them? Do they prepare special meals or just a generic meal?
No, it's a generic meal. Now, used to, they would have diabetic meals, and they would tell it, they'd have it marked. But now it's a very generic meal. We deliver the same meal to every client on the list now. So it's really gotten very easy, and if there's an organization in Grand Prairie that's looking for a new way to outreach to the community, this is a very easy, special way to do that.
Well, I'd like for you to tell me, how do you get volunteers at church now that the economy is so bad, gasoline is so expensive, and people don't have the ability to be able to give gasoline and things like that. They're never provided with anything to help them on their expenses, are they?
No. Well, I mean, back in the summer, I had some problems. I have problems with, substitutes.
Yeah.
Like in the summertime, people on vacation. And I just put a notice out on our website, and that people just come out of the woodwork. They just are glad to do it. So, so far, we have not had a problem having volunteers.
That's wonderful.
It is great.
Yes. And have you met any of the other volunteers that have part of those days or part of the week for the people that you serve?
Yes, I do. And we, when we go, it's usually always the same people there, and we talk and chat and visit. Used to, the meals weren't always there on time, and so we'd kind of stand around and chat. Now, the meals are always there. It just has not been a problem of us having to wait on anything. They're packaged very well, where the food is protected very well, and so it's really come a long way from when I started.
Now, the nutrition center where you pick these up, they receive food for the people that are there on a daily basis, Monday through Friday. They're at the center, but those aren't delivered to anyone on site. But do they get the same kind of meal as the people that you take them to off-site?
Yes, yes, they do.
In other words, they get a big order of food that day for whoever's at the nutrition center.
That's correct.
Do they have to have reservations for the ones that come into the nutrition center, or do you don't know anything
I don't know
about
the
that?
answer to that. No, I don't know.
And I don't know the answer to that either, but that's an exciting thing to look into, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That might be your one of your next shows, Ruthie.
Yes, yes. Well, would you like to name drop some of the people that help you do that delivering? I think they, if you can remember their names, I think that's a salute to some people that really go out of their way to do more than what they do for church, to be able to deliver food to people that maybe they did not know until you took them around and introduced them to these people that had need.
Well, on Mondays I have Bob and Fayreen Minton, and Tuesdays myself and Corky Graham.
Yes.
On Wednesday is Tana Philbrin and Teresa Hancock.
Okay.
On Thursday is Shirley Oliver and Kay Crenshaw.
Yes.
And on Friday is Velda Dozier and Tricia Huff.
And I think that's just marvelous.
Yeah, and all of them have been doing it for a number of years also.
Oh, they have.
Oh yeah, it's they've been doing it a long time, you know.
And I noticed with a great deal of interest that most of them are women.
Yes. Now we've had men.
Now Fayreen's husband is a stem winder anyhow, so we think he's going to live forever because he has really been a great asset to us in the place where they live. He takes a lot of the ladies on trips and tours and things like that where they don't have cars to be mobile.
Yeah. We've had men from time to time, and we did have one man that he substituted for other routes a lot, but he's since passed away, and I don't know, right now we just don't have any men going, but we certainly not averse to having men, so. Yeah.
Well, who do you have on a substitute list?
Well, Ellen Brown goes sometimes. Sometimes the secretaries of the church sometimes go.
Yeah.
I've taken Troy Singleton with me. I feel like our ministers need to know what we're doing.
Yeah.
In the summer times, we will take a lot of our mothers with teenage kids or with kids, period, will take the children, and because we like for those kids to
know
deliver.
that.
Yes.
They
And we
need to-
do that a lot in the summertime. I've taken like a day where I took every route in Grand Prairie and we divided up the kids and the teens and put them in the cars, and then maybe took them to the park and had lunch or something. So we've done some fun thing with the kids, but we feel like they need to see these older folks also.
And that need to know what happens.
That's absolutely right.
Yes, and have a part in it. Well, that's
right.
wonderful.
So.
Well, do you want to give a real big thank you on your guest shot right here? Thank everyone that has helped with Meals on Wheels, because you know what a wonderful job that it is, and it is a job. It's not just like you're doing a service, but it's almost like punching a time clock and coming to be there to do your thing on the day that you're assigned.
Yes, Ruthie, it is a commitment, and even though it's just, say, 1 hour a day, once a month, they have to be committed so that these meals will get delivered when they need to be delivered. And I have a great bunch of volunteers, and I am so proud of them, and I know that they enjoy it and will keep doing it as long as they can.
Well, in your other life, before that 32 years that you've been doing Meals on Wheels, along with that, weren't you president of the City Council of PTAs and did lots of other things in the community other than working almost full-time at church and doing Meals on Wheels and the City Council of PTAs?
Yes, I was very active in PTA for many years, and I don't know, I did it long after my daughter got out of school, but then I kind of just got into other things. I've been very active in the Women's Club in Grand Prairie.
Oh, yes, you have. You've been president of the Women's Club,
Yes, I've been
haven't
president of the Women's Club.
Yes.
And so I have done a lot of things in the community and enjoyed it very much.
And you're married to Jared Ellard.
Yes, I am.
And is he retired?
He's retired.
From where?
Well, he was a contract programmer, so he worked on his own for many years.
Yes.
So he's retired and he's at home.
And he supervises you?
Well, sorta.
Sort of. And
sort of like Mr. Jackson supervises you.
Yes, well, it's just like when I called you on your birthday recently, and I asked him to sing to you, to sing Happy Birthday, and he agreed to do that, and he's done that. This is about the 5th year in a row that you've been out when I called on your birthday, and he's always sung Happy Birthday to you until this year.
And he forgot, but He asked forgiveness.
He's already made up for
yes,
that.
he has. He
Yes,
has.
wonderful. Well, of all of the things that you've done in the community, not necessarily at church and this wonderful happening, what was your favorite job that you felt like that you were really, really benefited by having served? Serving is real important, but if you don't really realize something from it.
I think the years of PTA, when I was working with the schools and doing things for the kiddos in Grand Prairie, I think that was my most rewarding time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And what do you do now? I know that you have an office at church. What's your office there? What do you do?
I'm the children's minister, and I work with all the programs for
For boys
whatever
and girls.
children is for boys and girls.
From infants up
5th grade through 5th grade.
through 5th grade.
And whatever programs there are. We just got through with the harvest party, and we'll do a breakfast with Santa. And then
What is a harvest party?
That's like alternative to Halloween trick or treating is what
see.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do something with Santa Claus. We're going to do this Wednesday night. We're going to do a Thanksgiving meal with our teens and prepare turkey baskets to go to needy families.
That's almost like Meals on Wheels
Yeah.
and what we do with Santa Cop and Santa Spot, isn't it?
Right. But the Grand Prairie school districts will get, well, there's 4 schools in Grand Prairie that we've asked for names of their neediest families, and we prepare turkey baskets for them for their meal for Thanksgiving. And that's been very beneficial each year. It really does a lot for our kids. And so other than just normal Bible classes, whatever event we can think of
For boys and girls.
for boys and girls.
How do you get teachers?
I don't know. I just ask and they do it.
And they just
Yeah.
come right on down, don't
Yeah.
they?
Occasionally we have problems, but I guess my relationship with the folks is so that they just almost don't want to tell me. Sort of like working with Ruthie Jackson, you just almost don't want to tell me no.
I see. That is a good happening. Do you have any kids?
I have one daughter. She works with me at church. She does all my clerical work and things.
That's wonderful. Does she have children?
She has 3 daughters, and they're all almost grown, and live about 5 minutes away. So
You got to name everything.
yeah, all my granddaughters.
Yes.
Rennie, Callie, and Jera.
And where are they?
Jera's about to finish her last year at Tarrant County Community College.
All right.
Rennie's finishing high school at Lamar High School.
Yeah.
And Callie's just started junior high in Arlington. So
Oh.
they live in the Grand Prairie portion of the Arlington School District.
That's wonderful.
So
That's
they've been
great.
over there. But
Well, you have been a little jewel today to help me when I needed help on the Visiting Nurses Association, and maybe we can get all of the hierarchy from that place back at one time and do their point of view on it, because from you we have a real volunteer that has almost a record probably in Grand Prairie, Texas, as having served the longest tenure, and so we're going to check that out, and we're going to give you a brass button or something exciting for that.
Okay,
And
I
we
appreciate
want to
it.
thank you for coming and
Thank
being
you,
here
Ruthie,
today.
for having me.
You were just wonderful.
Thank you.
And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you that history is as we live and do, and that we document it as correctly as we can under our circumstances, because sometimes we have some-timers instead of all-timers. Thank you very much for watching our history show today, and hope you'll be back with us in the future. Thank you very much for loving Grand Prairie and its history.